Welcome to my vlog entry 2. Here I'll be focusing on skills and capacity deficits within speed and agility. Shepherd and Young, 2006, defined agility as a rapid whole body movement with change of velocity or direction in response to a stimulus. Acceleration is typically comprised of relatively longer ground contact times. We see a piston action of the swing leg whilst the stance leg achieves full triple extension. An inclined torso angle matches a positive shin angle, and the heel recovers low with a dorsiflex foot to provide a stiff spring system at ground contact. Furthermore, acceleration is just one of many key determinants of agility performance and is the first drill I'm going to be analysing amongst two different athletes. Early observations highlight a kyphotic spinal position as the athlete sets up for the acceleration, and this remains present throughout. As the athlete overcomes inertia, it is evident they possess little concentric force capabilities, lacking triple extension, triple flexion, and subsequently projection. Furthermore, the athlete also portrays poor ability to pre-activate the foot into a dorsiflex position prior to ground contact. The single exchange wall drill is going to be used to focus on coaching postures and positions applicable to acceleration mechanics, as the athlete clearly displays the lack of skill alongside the many capacity issues previously highlighted. The development of physical capacity should always be considered in association with skill development. Exposure to common movement patterns utilising a constraints-led approach will provide the athlete with an increased number of movement solutions while still developing mobility, stability and strength capacities. The single exchange wall drill, backwards march and banded march shown here will be used as part of a dynamic warm-up to address triple extension, triple flexion, timing and rhythm whilst lighting up the posterior chain before acceleration-based sessions. Furthermore, the prowler march and band-resisted step-through further encourage the necessary piston action of the legs, teaching the athlete to drive the front thigh towards the horizon and achieve a complete line of extension from head to heel in the stance leg. The additional resistance would also help develop the lack of horizontal force production displayed by the athlete. This will also help encourage a larger positive touchdown distance to help direct leg extension in a more favourable horizontal direction. Finally, low amplitude pogo hops will be prescribed to teach the athlete to utilise the stretch shortening cycle and pre-activate the ankle into a dorsiflex position. On the other hand, amongst several observations made whilst analysing athlete B, I am going to focus on addressing the upright posture present by encouraging a more inclined torso angle. Further emphasis will then be placed on driving the knee and producing a 45-degree shin angle to match the torso. The rationale behind developing these skills is that large forward acceleration is directly dependent on the ability to develop and apply high levels of horizontal force into the ground. Acceleration of the body in a forward direction from the simple laws of dynamics is therefore proportional to the amount of ground reaction force produced in that direction. This load and lift wall drill, alongside the previously shown prowler march, will both be used to help develop a more inclined torso angle and encourage forward lean, whilst also focusing on knee drive in the swing leg and achieving triple extension in the stance leg. The demonstrated half kneeling starts here and the falling starts are both going to be implemented to reinforce this inclined posture and also teach the athlete not to rise so early, whilst promoting a more positive shin angle of 45 degrees recommended during acceleration. As previously mentioned, enhancing physical capacities in association with skill development should always be considered. This reverse lunge with hip flexion is just one of many special strength exercises which will be progressed to target the hip, knee and ankle musculature and movement patterns required to propel the body forward. The APOP, part of an A series of drills, is the second drill I am looking at. This is a speed drill more closely related to the mechanics of max velocity sprinting. This is a drill used to refine postures, positions, coordination, timing and rhythm relevant to max velocity sprinting. An upright torso, high step over recovery, and cyclic action are key coaching points. All athletes will develop over time their own individual movement solutions. Generally, however, the closer this solution is to the most efficient mechanical model, the better they will be. From my observations of this athlete performing the APOP speed drill, he portrays a considerable lack of trunk stability, single leg strength and stability, and also rate of force development. These capacity-related issues come of no surprise due to the low training age of the athlete, and therefore addressing single leg strength and stability in the form of fundamental movements such as the split squat and step up are going to be implemented. These single leg variations demonstrated by the athlete highlight the improvements he has made. Energy transport and pelvic control are evident, with the additional use of external load to increase strength and rate of force development capacities. This intermuscular coordination approach allows the athlete to self-organize and provide specificity to the development of A-series running drills. Within the analysis of athlete B performing the APOP, it is evident they possess the capacity required to perform the drill. We see in this lateral view a strong ball of the foot contact, a neutral spine position, high knee drive resulting in high step over recovery and good force application into the ground. The athlete further demonstrates his single leg strength capacities within the weight room during these reverse lunge variations. These exercises require high activity in the hip extensors in a vertical force vector, which replicate the demands when running at high velocities. In addition to these single leg variations, we also see an ability to produce high force, which is evident during this trap bar deadlift. Furthermore, we see a clear ability to utilize his stretch shortening cycle in this advanced drop jump over hurdles. He expresses high levels of eccentric strength, with a short amortization phase taking full advantage of stored elastic energy in the muscle tendon unit to provide a more powerful concentric phase. Seen here is competitive footage of the athlete performing a high-speed recovery run, and further highlights his physical capacities as he is successful at preventing the opposition player a potential goal-scoring opportunity. This highlights the requirement of developing sprinting for this athlete. Therefore, the focus for this athlete is going to be on improving the skill aspects of this drill. And as we look back at his footage, it is evident he strikes the foot slightly in front of his centre of mass, which will produce some unwanted braking forces. In order to address this, the following intervention exercises are going to be put in place. A slight regression of the APOP will be used whereby the athlete remains in place. This exercise still emphasises the application of force at high velocity, whilst allowing the athlete to focus on striking underneath their centre of mass. Constraints such as the mini hurdles will also be used to reinforce timing and ensure that foot placement is underneath the athlete's centre of mass. They also ensure the athlete jumps and switches, reinforcing high step over recovery, and demand the athlete extends the stance leg rather than stumbles, which is an important key attractor state in high performance sprinting.